Hi everyone, welcome to Sweetpea Inspirations. My name is Sydney and today is another updated video. So I want to welcome all of my new and returning subscribers, and if you are new here and haven't checked out the channel just yet, I knit, I crochet, I weave, and I spin. I also have designs as far as knitting and crocheting goes. I have written patterns on my Ravelry page, which will be linked in the description box if you are so interested. And then I also do have some tutorials on my own designs, along with some stitch patterns as well. So feel free to check out the channel if you would like. Today is just kind of a rundown of what I have been working on, some finished projects and some work in progresses. And I can tell you right now, I have a lot of work in progresses and not a lot of finished objects, or at least it seems like it. So I guess we will go ahead and get started on what I have spun up these last 2 weeks. Before I get into that, I want to address tutorials and video content and all that. So I have videos that come out on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which is stitch tutorials. Now I am working on a few new segments. Nothing's set in stone just yet. Like I said, I'm still working on them. Hopefully this next week I can get one of my new segments started. I'm working on getting some projects that I'm working on right now out of the way so that I can start that new segment. So just kind of a rundown of how the channel goes. Now back to spinning. So last time I talked, which was about 2 weeks ago, I'm trying to do weekly, or not weekly updates, but updates every bi-weekly, at least once a month. I do have a 2-year-old that keeps me on my toes. And then the YouTube channel, trying to get tutorials, working on my own designs and everything. I'm very much on my toes a lot. So it just kind of plays, sees how each week's plays out. And then that's when I'll base off when I do an updated video. So again, back to spinning. Last week the last time I was talking about spinning up, or I had 2 bobbins of the Starry Night, which I received in my Paradise Fibers monthly subscription box for December. I finally got those applied together, and this is what it looks like. Now this is 2-plied. This is not on a blending board. This is straight from roving. It did not have any of the glitter or the tinsel that it came with. And I have another bobbin on my electric spinning wheel right now that has been blended and has the glitter in it. Now this looks very, very pretty. I like it. But the only thing that I do not like about it is when I notice blending it, it kind of loses the, what's the word that I'm looking for? The definition of the colors in the roving versus this one. You can definitely tell a difference between the two. This one has more definition in it than this one does. So that's the only fault that I did find as far as blending those fibers and putting the tinsel in it, or tinsel, not stencil, tinsel in the spinning. So that is some of the spinning that I got done. I do have another bobbin on my manual spinning wheel that I spun up some of the W.I.P F.O sheep wool that I received for January's 2023 Fiber of the Month box from Paradise Fibers. I'm not going to take it off the mending wheel right now because of the string that I've got going on for the belt. So yeah, there is some of that as well that I do have on my manual spinning wheel. Now, this past week I have done a lot of carding. I am pretty much swimming in alpaca fleece that I got about a year ago when I first started spinning. A lady was selling, I don't know, like 6 bags, 6 of the like lawn bags, and she was selling them for like $10, and I was like, heck yeah, you know, I'm getting into spinning, that will get me started. And they were completely unprocessed, raw fiber that came straight off of the alpacas. There is some llama fiber in there as well, and I really haven't done much with it since I've bought it. So my goal this year is to actually get at least all of it processed or washed and start carding it up and all. So that has been a little bit what I have been working on this past week, especially is carding them, what I've already got cleaned, and turning them into rolags. So this is just partial. I mean, what I'm showing you today isn't even a fraction of what I have got done, but I figured I will show you some of the rolags that I did make. Now, if you are unfamiliar with what carding is, you take typically fiber that has already been washed, you run it through a big hairbrush pretty much, and you're just aligning all the fibers together, and also any kind of dirt that you didn't get out as far as cleaning the fibers themselves, they come out as well. And you can turn them into rolags, or depending on what exactly you are using, you can just turn it almost kind of like into a bat as well. But the main source of carding is to get all of your fiber lined up, your single fibers lined up in the same direction. So there is some of the alpaca that I do have turned into rolags. Now that I just spoke about the Starry Night from Paradise Fibers back in December 2022, I did turn some of those into rolags as well with the tinsel in them. So there's one. I've already spun up 2. Here's the 3rd one, and then here is the 4th one. So there is just some rolags that I have made as well with that. Now, another finished object that I do have, have a basket full of stuff right here. I decided to make a drawstring bag for one of my new segments that I was just talking about, hopefully coming out within the next week, 2 weeks. I made a drawstring bag, and you will understand once that new segment comes out why I have made a drawstring bag. So this is red heart and whatever color green, and just something simple that I can make real quick. Now I am going to talk about some future tutorials that I do have in mind and already pinned in. So the very first one is for all of my knitters. I had talked about a cowl that I was making in my last updated video towards the end, and last time when I showed you guys, I was about right here-ish. I have started on the tutorial. I'm up to the point of the 2nd part. Now the tutorial is just going to be 1 part, and what I mean by the 2nd part is as you see, there is some cabling and some columns. So for the 2nd part, we are going to bind off these column stitches, and we are going to continue working the cablings individually. And after we get to a certain measurement, we'll actually braid all 3 of those cables together and then wrap it back around to the starting point of the cowl. So it will be a V-shaped cowl. If you are so interested, again, this is going to be mid-February-ish on a Sunday is when it will be released. if you are interested in the same yarn that I'm using, because it is absolutely gorgeous, I am using Premier Puzzles yarn in the colorway Jigsaw. Now this is a 5 bulky weight yarn, and that's what I do recommend using for this tutorial if you are so interested. So there is something for my knitters. Now for my crocheters, I am working on a duster vest, which the tutorial will probably come out mid to end of February. I wanted something that you could wear for the springtime, summertime, and fall time. Now the colors that I'm using for the yarn is actually more fall time, but this one is going to be called the Cloister Duster Vest, and the naming is just the stitching that I'm using in part of this pattern. So I have gotten the back panel done. So that is part of it. And then I also have gotten, excuse me, part of the front paneling done as well and already sewn together. So right now this one is in limbo mode until I can actually start working on the tutorial as well. So in the tutorial you'll see me doing the second paneling for this. Again, if you are so interested in this one, this will come out mid to end February. So now I am also, which I started this morning, working on a slouchy to go with the duster vest if you want to wear this during the fall time. I'm using the same yarn, which is the Mandela yarn that I've gotten years ago, and I had 3 of these and needed something to do with them, and so I came up with the duster vest. The duster so far, I've already used about 1.5 of the cakes. So this is the start of the brim for the slouchy. I'm using the same stitching in the duster vest as I will use in the slouchy. I don't know when this one is going to come out. Probably not until March. I don't know. I might even try to do it the same week as the duster comes out. But if you are so interested in the set, stay tuned. I will have more information as far as the releasing dates and everything goes in my next updated video. But that is really all that I have to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a like, share, comment, or subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.